All right, let's talk about, probably, I know this is probably the most disappointing team for you last year. Probably one of the toughest takes as far as last season's previews go. I was also kind of high on them, and they just did not show out here. And, the playing in 3A really kind of gave Waynesburg an excuse. Like, hey, we're playing in 3A, we're playing Aliquippa, we're playing Beaver Falls, we're playing all these teams every year, Central Valley, they're all in our conference. And, that kind of masked the issues that were showing at the Waynesburg program. The tragic loss of Coach Chad Koss last year, just terrible. But they got Aaron Georgie coming over from Jefferson Morgan to be the head coach. But, this Waynesburg team, they played so many freshmen last year. Just so many. Braden Woods, exciting talent. I'll let you take it from here, though.
Yeah, Braden Woods, he's definitely going to be their workhorse. He's going to have to get a lot of carries and get beat up. That's really all I got to say on Waynesburg. Really, it's going to be a rough year again. I'm not in those kids' position, but I know what happened to their head coach. I'm sure that's got to be weighing on them, especially right now. The unexpected passing of Chad Koss. I don't know what to say, about that. Only those kids know what they're going through. I'm sure I can only imagine what's going through their heads not having their leader for the past couple years with them, and having this, Georgie. And I'm sure it's hard for Georgie too, it wasn't like, where this position was open because of a firing or a resignation. It was unprecedented circumstances at Waynesburg Central and unfortunate circumstances. So, it's going to be a tough year all around for Waynesburg, but I think there's potential for Braden Woods to have a really great season, maybe one of the leading rushers in the WPIL, just because he's going to get so many carries that, it should be easy for him to rack up yards, especially in garbage time. But yeah, and their schedule, it doesn't make it any easier. At Carmichael's, at Bentworth, California Wash High, the whole rest of them. They do have an open date. We'll see what they do there. Maybe they'll schedule the West Virginia School of the Blind. Who knows? But, we'll see.
I mean, Bentworth seems to be the most winnable game on that schedule. I even think they might be like favorites for that game early in the season.
I agree.
Yeah, Bentworth doesn't look.
And at Beth Center, I think they should handle their own against Beth Center.
Yeah, I mean, 2 wins would be, that'd be a really good season for Waynesburg, considering, when's the last time they won a game? Like 3-4 years ago for Waynesburg?
No, they won one, not last year, the year before. They beat Ambridge. I was at that game. I worked that game.
Okay, what did you see from that game? Like, I'm interested. Like, Waynesburg is a program where it's like they play like. They've played amazing teams the last couple years, and it's just completely masked all their problems, I think. Like, we haven't seen them play, like, they haven't been on the level playing field until last year, I think. So now that they're on a level playing field, we're seeing what Waynesburg really is. So I don't know where... I'm very confused about how this program, resurrects itself, essentially.
Well, we know there's athletes in that school. That's, I mean, look at their wrestling program. Wrestles AAA. They don't have AAA numbers, but yet they roll through states in wrestling. They have Division I guys going in baseball, other college athletes there. A lot of athletes on the soccer team. Chase Hinkins coming over to play kicker. That's, the one athlete they got off that team. But just we know there's athletes in that building. It's just Georgie's got to come in now and try to get those athletes to come out for football. That's, it's just what he's going to have to do. It's going to be easier said than done for sure. But, yeah, I mean, you would think Waynesburg coming down, they're not playing, the gauntlet of having Quaker Valley, Central Valley, Aliquippa, Beaver Falls back to back to back to back, So, like you said, 2 wins would be a phenomenal season for the Raiders this year, considering I think considering they have won 2 games in the last 4 years.
And I think it's definitely doable too. I mean, so many sophomores and juniors on this team. There's definitely reason for optimism. Like Braden Wood's sophomore season, if he was that good last year, this team should. I mean, the jury's still out. I think they gotta find a quarterback, obviously, but I mean, there's gonna be depth here as far as for the future, so that's exciting. I mean, you've seen a team like Mapletown where they looked pretty rough in some of their guys' sophomore and freshman year, where now we're excited about Mapletown. So maybe in 2 years' time, we'll be looking at a Waynesburg team that's super senior laden and now threatening for maybe that 4 out of 7 playoff spot, and that'll be positive momentum for this program, and that's something that move down from 3A kind of afforded them as well.